people like me, man. You got visually impaired people, man, and people can't get to be watching that stuff. And I appreciate it, man. I really do, man.
Follow Nationwide 90 FM, who will provide live coverage of the greatest show on earth.
What's really happening in your community? Well, get the facts from the people making the decisions. Join the conversation tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center for the Truth Matters series by the Jamaica Labour Party, starting at 5 p.m. and hosted live during Nationwide at 5. This public forum will bring you the latest facts and updates on local government, roadworks, culture and sport, industry and commerce, and justice. Come and hear from Ministers Desmond McKenzie, Olivia Babsy Grange, Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Delano Seavright, and MP Dwayne Smith. So join us at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at 5 p.m. for The Truth Matters by the Jamaica Labour Party. And if you can't make it, tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 5 p.m. and catch the live stream on our YouTube channel, NNN Radio Live. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Every day, Jamaicans have something to say. In the group chats, on social media, in the streets, there's a place where it all comes together. The comment section. This is not a lecture. This is not a call-in show. This is the hottest topics of the day, filtered through real opinions, real WhatsApp messages, real voice notes, real reactions. You agree, disagree, sound off, text it, voice note it, debate it. Comments section, Monday to Friday from 7 to 7:30 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Nationwide 90 FM now presents live action from the 2026 FIFA World Cup Finals.
Brought to you by our platinum sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good. Gold sponsors, Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Our silver sponsor, Anybet, and our bronze sponsors, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
Unity, we say, nothing couldn't hurt us. This is our game, we love the World Cup.
It's a rivalry steeped in war and empire. The battle for the Falkland Islands, the hand of God goal and the goal of the century, just minutes apart, 40 years ago in the heart of Mexico City. There's so much to talk about. England against Argentina. Would be here for days. It's the Alba Celeste against the Three Lions. Messi thought he had done it all. The one thing he has not yet done is to face England in an international, in any game for that matter. And at 39 years old, on his way out of international football, he's coming face-to-face with the Three Lions. And it will unfold at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta this afternoon. It's set to kick off in 24 minutes from now, the last semi-final at the FIFA World Cup. Good afternoon and welcome to Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the greatest show on earth. We're heading to Atlanta for this big showdown. Yesterday's first semi-final ended in a whimper. Expect fireworks for this one. Two teams literally hate each other, and that battle for the Falkland Island is still a massive talking point in this game. You can't get away from it. The Argentines will tell you about it. The English not so much, because they did a referendum in England a few years ago, and the referendum came back showing that England are the rightful owners of the Falkland Islands. Diego Maradona said it in 1986. It was the heart of their performance in Mexico. They wanted to decimate England because of the Falkland Wars, and it has not yet gone to sleep in terms of that. In fact, the legendary England coach Sir Alf Ramsey infamously called Argentina animals in 1966. There's no love lost between these countries. And as I said before, if yesterday was a brilliant execution in an organizational masterclass from Hispania, then look out for something really, really brilliant today. Argentina against England. It could even go all the way. Good afternoon. Welcome once again. I'm now joined by Owen Hill and Calvert Fitzgerald, our two expert analysts who have been here with us since the start, and they're going to be here with us at the end on Sunday when one of these two massive teams take on Spain at MetLife in New Jersey to determine the champions of the world. Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having us.
So, Argentina against England, we don't need to build this up. It builds itself up. It's like keeping boys and girls champs on the last day of Saturday. Even if two dogs go in the stadium to compete, it's going to be full. This one has its own set of talking points and spectators, and I understand that it is so steeped in the Argentina team, the same color strip that Maradona wore on that August 1986 Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. It's what Argentina is going to be wearing today. I've not yet seen this strip, but I hear that's what they plan to do. They want to evoke memory of that one. So, Owen, this game is not just about this World Cup. This is steeped, as I mentioned, in war and empire. Everything is in it. The bitter rivals often on the field. This game can't fail to disappoint.
No, definitely, and we hope it doesn't disappoint. I mean, everything is built for, I would say, a massive showdown. You know, when you look at how, you know, both nations go against each other, and then specifically tactically when you look at, you know, the breakdown of the individual teams and, you know, the starlets that exist. I'm looking for a crackerjack. I'm looking for goals because these two teams have also shown that they're porous at the back. So I'm expecting goals, but I'm seeing an intriguing battle build up on that right side. So I'm expecting a nice little game, and who knows? Like you said, the history of the nations may very well create that anticipation and that rivalry that's existing, that gives you, you know, a top class semi-final game in a World Cup.
And before I go to Calvert Fitzgerald, just let's give you the starting lineups for both teams. Pickford is in goal for England. They line up 4-2-3-1. And so it's Reece James. There's got to be also John Stones, Amar Gay, and Jet Spence. He's done brilliantly coming off the bench for England. And Thomas Tuchel believes he can do a job this afternoon for them. Declan and Anderson will be the two right there. They're going to be played just behind the outstanding Jude Bellingham. He's having the tournament of a lifetime. In fact, he's having the best period of his life as a football player. Morgan Rogers gets a start. I really thought he should have gotten in a long time ago. And Anthony Gordon, one of the outstanding players for England at this World Cup. He didn't come in with a big name, but I can tell you, very few players in the England team is outshining him at the minute. And up front, of course, is Harry Kane, Captain Marvelous. For Argentina, Dibu is going to be in goal. Emilio Martinez, that is. Tagliafico. They're going to line up straight 4-4-2 Argentina. They're married to their format and their philosophy. So Dibu in goal. Tagliafico. There's Molino. There's Lisandro Martinez and Christian Romero. In the middle of the park, Fernandez. And, of course, McAllister. There's Paredes and Simeone. And, of course, up front is Julian and Leo. So Julian Alvarez with that stunning goal the last time Argentina played. Coach, Argentina has not really been brilliant this World Cup. Most of their wins, have been marked by brilliant moments and stunning comebacks. For me, they've not really put together a spellbinding one performance at this World Cup so far. I don't know if you agree, but if you do, you're going to expect them to do that today because there's no other way out.
Well, I am expecting a very ugly game because both sides play similarly. It's a sort of workman-like side. England, Argentina, they just put in the hours, put in the hard work, and they have moment of quality because they have quality players. But I don't think either side has really put in a polished performance up to this point. Both sides have won their game because of moments and individual brilliance. So I'm expecting an ugly game because both sides play similar. A lot of graph, a lot of hard work, and just waiting on that special moment. So I think they'll cancel each other out, and that's why I'm not really looking forward to seeing a very attractive game.
Yeah. Oh, and England were brilliant in the Azteca.
Yeah.
3 Sundays ago.
Yeah.
They went into the backyard of one of the co-hosts.
Showed guts.
And not just one of the co-hosts, Mexico of all places,
Yeah.
with the rarefied air. And they were brilliant that night. And that night, I think, turned the tide for England and give them the belief that if they could do that, no team has ever done it before.
Correct.
They went there and did it and left Mexico with their heads held high. That, to me, was a turning point of their World Cup where Tuchel and the band says we probably could go all the way.
Yeah, definitely. I think that gave them the impetus. I mean, when you get past a strong Mexico team like that, it gives you all the firepower that you need. And I think individual brilliance is shining from those performances. But you're also seeing teamwork. You're seeing grit. You're seeing grind. Coach mentioned, just the style of play. This is not the England of yesteryears who, people would have said they're soft and they're unable to deliver the goods. These guys are digging really, really deep, even when they're up against the odds. When the odds are stacked against them, when they're probably going the game as second best, they're finding the goods. That may very well be their Achilles heels, because even though they're really, showing a lot of grit in terms of their talent pool, it may not be, strong enough to get past a tough Argentina team who also has grit, but individual brilliance is probably tipping in the scale of Argentina.
Yeah. Coach, Lionel is always going to be the big talking point. He's 39 years old, never played against England. I'm sure he knows what to expect because he's seen England play before. It's not surprising that in this World Cup, Messi has had the most attempt on goal, 33, at 39 years old. He's the only player at the World Cup to have done 5 kilometers over 90 minutes of football twice, walking, not running, walking. It tells you the sort of condition he's still in, but despite the fact he's in this good condition, he also needs to use his head, and he's done it very well. He drifts wide to the right most of all to look for spaces and to see passes. He's still going to be key at 39.
Well, I think a mistake that the teams that plays against him, they rate him so highly that they are saying, all right, let's play the others and leave him alone because we're going to waste a marker and him, and he's going to destroy that marker. I believe if England flip the script and somebody pays some attention to him and play him hard, I think that's the best way to get him out of the game. But if you allow him to drift in his space and get the ball and have time and space, he's going to kill you every single time. So I think that is one of the reasons why he has 9 persons, other players working hard for him. So he has time and space. So if you can have a team that matches up like this England team where everybody works hard in front and behind the ball. So, if you can get somebody paying close attention to him, don't let him get started, don't let him drop in the pockets and get the ball freely before somebody approach him. I think if you mark him closely, rough him up a little, I think that's the best way to get him off his rhythm.
Well, I think he'll be confronted by Jeff Spence. I was hoping that Nico O'Reilly could start because I think Nico does a very, very good job on people. I've seen him in the English Premier League. I was thinking, but then Jeb has done so well for Thomas, and he believes if Messi continues to drift wide to the right, he's going to be confronted by Jeb, and I think Jeb has the ability to put a shackle on him if needs be.
Well, not only Jed Spence, when you look at Elliot Anderson playing in that double pivot role, himself and Declan, but he's playing on the left side. He's a little bit more abrasive in how he plays the midfield role, and then what that does, it's an intriguing battle because Anthony Gordon, who earns himself a place in this team, is down that left-hand side. So it's right side versus left side. If you now allow Messi the space and the time, it means that you have to stay home. You have to, keep an eye on him. So between Anderson and Spence, they're going to have to figure out how to keep a hold of Messi and Simeone, who now gets a place in the team. But it's going to be difficult because that's Leo. Leo literally roams the field. He doesn't stay in one position, and it makes it harder for you as a team if you're going to mark to actually keep a track on him. So it's an intriguing kind of matchup. If you pretty much try to keep Messi out of the game, it may just create a shift in your own organization as a team, and you have other players in this Argentina team that can actually cut the lights out on you.
I think that's a brilliant point. They cut the supply line to Kylian yesterday. They did the same to Erling Haaland in his game. But how, Coach, do you cut a supply line to somebody who roams? He doesn't stay one place.
Well, it can be achieved if you have possessional and zonal discipline. So you won't allow him to let you change your formation and be all over the place. When he's in your zone, pick him up, close attention. When he moves to another zone, you pick him up.
I wouldn't let disrupt your own plan of having to be moving from one place to the next and changing people
but
around.
I'm saying you mark the player that is in that zone, pick up the mark.
So that means everybody has to switch
zone,
on.
Right.
When he leaves that one and go to another zone,
Whoever is in
person
that side,
zone,
pick him up there.
Right. So you keep a shape. So what they'll have to do is try to give him the ball in transition from one zone to the next. And that's not very difficult to counteract.
To do. All right. Owen, experience will not be Argentina's problem. Most of the squad won the World Cup in 2022. So they're very comfortable where they are at the minute. They've been there, done that. England, they're not used to getting to this stage of World Cups regularly, you know. So how do you think that will play into the dynamic?
Definitely. Definitely that will play into the dynamic. I think it will actually help in a positive way for Argentina because they've been here. They know that they go into the game as slight favorites and a lot is riding on them. But I also think it will provide some kind of impetus for England, knowing that they've never truly consistently been semi-finalists. So now that they're here and, you know, with an understaffed team based on, you know, what most people would be thinking, they now have a legitimate shot. One, to cut the lights out on Lionel and his career, but also to prove everybody that they deserve to be here, why they are selected by Tuchel and why they deserve to be here. So it may just give them that impetus that is required, but it's going to be quite difficult because, again, man for man, like for like, player for player, experience for experience, Argentina is tipping the scale.
Yeah, Coach Bukaya and Noni, not in the England 11. For most people, it's either one or the other. Both are out.
Yes, because I think the coach has a specific plan, and Tuchel is a very smart coach. You know, if he's
man.
Right, you know, he might be a bit abrasive, you know, but he's a very smart coach, and I think he have spent hours, a lot of hours, watching the Argentina team, watching the matchups, see how that player play against this player, and from all of that, he decided, say, well, this is the best selection that can counteract what Argentina is going to offer.
Well, I'm sure you've heard of the narrative about the Argentina being favored by FIFA, and you know there are certain incidents. The Messi stepping on the back of the Algerian captain's calf in the opening game, that waved off goal against Egypt, the all-Argentine cast in France's round of 16 quarterfinal game. There's so many things that people are pointing to. And I don't know if FIFA is tone deaf or it's just coincidental that they've gone for Ismail Irfat to ref the game today. Now, this referee has refed 7 games with Leo Messi, both at club and country, and Messi has won all of them. He was the 4th official in the 2022 World Cup finals, yeah? And he's done 3 games so far this World Cup, dished out 6 yellow cards and 1 red. All of that is foolishness about FIFA colluding and so on. If they look at the pool of referees who remain there, there's no way they could have gone for anybody else. It had to be him. He's a man who arrived in the United States when he was 18. He was a part of a visa lottery migrant situation, and he came into the US and decided to get into refereeing because he was a fan watching the game. He wasn't happy with what he was seeing, and he started from there, and he's now having the biggest semi-final, the bigger of the 2 semi-finals in terms of the importance on his hands. So that too, you know, that sort of narrative I really don't understand. Anyway, Leo Messi has played in 205 games for Argentina. His 206th will come up against the biggest enemies. And as I said before, he has done everything in his career except to face England. So at the end of today, there'll be nothing left for Messi to achieve. He's won everything and nothing left for him to achieve. All right, so we're going to go for a quick break, and when we come back, we're just going to get ready to head over to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia for Argentina against England. How does that sound?
Something really nice, thanks out, please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese cheese and peas. Who want something really nice, thanks and please. BKU cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man I like. I got to say, when me taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Who want something really nice, thanks and please. BKU cheesy fries, cheese and peas.
Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
The most successful teams don't focus only on today's result. They focus on the bigger picture. The same principle applies to investing. Building wealth takes time, patience, discipline, consistency. Talk to Barita Investments about developing a strategy for your future. Barita Investments, making money work for you.
What's really happening in your community? Well, get the facts from the people making the decisions. Join the conversation tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center for the Truth Matters series by the Jamaica Labour Party, starting at 5 p.m. and hosted live during Nationwide at 5. This public forum will bring you the latest facts and updates on local government, roadworks, culture and sport, industry and commerce, and justice. Come and hear from Ministers Desmond McKenzie, Olivia Babsy Grange, Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Delano Seavright, and MP Dwayne Smith. So join us at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at 5 p.m. for The Truth Matters by the Jamaica Labour Party. And if you can't make it, tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 5 p.m. and catch the live stream on our YouTube channel, NNN Radio Live. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Successful investing works much the same way. At Marita Investments, our advisors work with clients to develop strategies designed around their goals. Marita Investments, making money work for you.
So it's goalless. It's goalless at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Argentina against England, the second semi-final at the FIFA World Cup. The prize is a place in Sunday's big final at MetLife in New Jersey to face Spain, who put on a clinic yesterday in dispatching the French in that game 2-0 over there in sweltering Dallas. It does seem as if it's very hot in Atlanta as well. Saw a close-up shot of Enzo Fernandez, and he was sweating buckets. But it's a condition they have to operate in. They're all professional players, and I'm sure they're used to it. So it's goalless. Gentlemen, Owen and Calvert, nothing to sort of give you an insight into where this might be heading?
No, well, outside of the fact that it's been a physical first 45 minutes, I think that really is characteristic of the game so far. What it shows is that both teams are not willing to concede possession in critical areas of the park, and they're also not willing to give the star players too much room. So there's a lot of aggression. It's becoming like a very physical contest, and you notice a lot of cards being shown because plays are being broken up. Players are play acting in many instances too. So, it's going to be a tough day. First 45, tough one for the referees. But I think in terms of quality on the pitch and, either goalkeeper doing anything, we've not really seen much.
How did you see it, Calvert?
Well, it's quite the opposite from yesterday game. Yesterday game, one team was playing classy football at the passes. The other team couldn't get a hold of the ball to play. Today now, what you see in two teams in each other's face, they are basically cancelling out each other. They are not thinking about the aesthetic side of the football now. They just don't want to lose. They just want to win and reach to the final. So it's chaotic at best. But in situations like this, in games like this, moments, and there will be moments in the game. So I think the team that's going to be successful today is a team that can capitalize on their moment.
Yeah. It's in Argentina's best interest not to go more than 90 minutes. They've played probably the most minutes in this World Cup, and the team is not the youngest. It's not in their best interest to go more than 90 today.
Yeah, you're right, and it would have served England better. They're way more physical. They're younger. They look more spirited, but the truth is this is Argentina, There's a kind of passion and loyalty that these guys play with the badge. So it's going to be one of those, annoying types of games for the fans to watch. But if you're Tuchel sitting on the sideline, you're happy because what you're seeing is your team willing to fight all the way to the end. Scaloni, less impressed because obviously he wants to have more of the football, to play his type of game. But England is just not making it that football contest. When I look at how Elliot Anderson, has just stepped up and created havoc in the middle of the park, Declan making it difficult. You notice Paredes ultimately getting involved, but more so on the aggressive side rather than trying to play make. And, we've not seen Alvarez, we've not seen Simeone in real ways. So, Coach Fitzgerald mentioned it. I believe it's moments of brilliance, flashes of brilliance that will determine, the winner of this game. But in the first 45 minutes, there's nothing to really separate the two teams.
Yeah. And what we're seeing from the two teams, Coach, it's not just two teams out there in each other's face. What you're seeing out there is personal. Argentines will tell you that they lose every football match in the world. Not against England. They refuse to be beaten by England.
Yeah, and that is why it is such an intriguing game, because it's more than just on the pitch. It's history, it's rivalry. So in those
and a bit of geopolitics as well.
Right, so people know is playing for their country, and patriotism always strikes some fire in you. So yeah, it's more than just a football match. It's a match. Well, we are enjoying the spectacle, seeing two gladiators out there, trying to get the better of each other, but it's going to be like that for the 90 minutes or 120, whatever it goes to, but I'm not expecting this trend to ease up any, I'm expecting to say more the same.
Leo is drifting as we know he would, but he's also a bit more involved now than we've seen him in the first half of any of the games that we've played, except for the Algeria game where we got the hat-trick.
Yeah, because he sees the importance, and now for the first time, I am really watching a match, and he's been tackled, he's been harried, and so he's a man of pride, so you're not going to shrink away. You're going to, the more they come at you, the more the manliness, will come out. So you're going to step forward. So you can expect to see him in a few challenges as well.
Could this serve to fire him up? Because there was a run he made that brings back memory of the Leo of 2010.
Yeah.
You saw that run?
Yeah. And Elliot Anderson, that's the one that got him a card. Because,
right. That's the play, right?
Yeah, that's the exact play. And you saw where he took the ball up, he was dribbling through the middle of the park, used his robust, lower body strength to pretty much ride some tackles and stuff. And you pretty much see how that G up everybody. But yes, he's the ultimate architect of this team. Most of the plays go through him. However, I think England is doing a pretty solid job at just making it difficult, So even if he gets by one, he's double teamed, and they're willing to put their bodies on the line. That's what you're seeing. Yeah. English players are willing to do what it takes, whether it be a card, ensure that it gets really feisty in the middle of the park, but they're not just going to allow him to wander through. I mean, it's Leo though, so it's going to be difficult to do that for a full 90. So let's see what happens.
Argentina's got to be careful though, because Lisandro Martinez is already on a yellow, and his style of play. He's a walking yellow card, so it's not too far from a second one. But we saw Cucurella playing for 31 minutes yesterday on one yellow card against the best offense probably in history at the World Cup.
Yeah.
So it can be done, but he has got to walk a tightrope.
Yeah, definitely. He has to be disciplined. I mean, which is one of his
very hard.
Which is one of his Achilles heel. He's not the most disciplined defender, and I think they'll understand that. Jude Bellingham likes to drive at players, so he invites tackles, and that could possibly put that backline under some scrutiny. But as you mentioned, they have to be a little bit more suspect in terms of how they attack, because that will leave gaping holes in the back for Argentina, and England can hurt you. We've not really seen Harry Kane all game long. He also is a moment type striker. You give him a small window at the goal, you're gonna pay for it. So it comes down to those opportunities, half chances, quarter chances, and whoever can take those, that may very well turn the game in a different type of contest.
I just was going to ask, Coach, why is Harry Kane so quiet?
Well, if you notice, both forward...
Julian Alvarez is also quiet.
Because the other game is being played, forwards depends on service. And it's a battle royal. Nobody's getting the ball to create anything to give them opportunities. So if you notice, the forward on both sides, they are basically out of the game. If they want to touch off the ball, they'll have to come into midfield or go wide. But right in that central zone in front of the goal, no space is there.
All right, so when we started on June 11, we had 104 games ahead of us. Now we've done 102. This is the 102nd game. So still have got 2 games to go, one in Miami on Saturday, and that game will feature France against the loser of this game, and then the final one on Sunday. By the way, the FIFA World Cup has finally gone American, because they're going to have a 30-minute halftime show on Sunday. I don't know how the players are going to deal with it, because they're used to going in for 15 and get out back. But they're going to have to sit in there for 30 or probably more. And there's an all-star cast of performers. Coldplay is going to be right up in there. Shakira, as usual, she's a World Cup girl. She's going to be there. And one or two others. So it's going to be a 30-minute halftime, just like the Super Bowl. And that's why I say it's gone fully American, because they've now managed to swivel in 4 quarters into the game. And the halftime show, what's next? And, of course, the players are coming from behind the goal, so everything American for soccer, for the Soccer World Cup. Let's see. The centenary is the next one, so they're going to be out of the United States. It's 3 o'clock. We're going for a break. When we come back here, we're going to talk a little bit more, ask Coach and Owen if there are any possible changes that they would make, and where would they make them. Let's go for the break and come back here.
A voice, a personality you love returns to Nationwide this August. Afternoons on air and online at Nationwide will never be the same.
Win with KFC, big league, join the league. Win a trip to Brazil, all you mean? Yeah. Big deal, meal deal, big match. Just buy KFC and win that. From now until July 20th, 2026, buy a big deal or meal deal for a chance to win a trip for two to Brazil. Courtesy of KFC, plus $500,000 cash from Best Dressed Chicken. 11 weekly winners score free KFC for a year. 65-inch TVs, smartphones, and more. Just WhatsApp your receipt to 876-784-7811 to enter and win big in the KFC Big League. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting Gaming and Lotteries.
Jacob, creators join Jacob, creators join Jacob. If you write, compose or publish, guess what? Copyright every work, no lose up on cash. Money. Play by the rules, Jacob. I tell you that a simple 1-3 Jamaica. Guess what? Just do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing, do the right thing. Music users can go get your license. Do it. Do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing.
Tell a friend and earn up to $100,000. Refer them to JN Bank and help them become a homeowner.
With JN Bank's Tell a Friend Mortgage Reward, you can earn up to $100,000 cash when your referral gets approved for a mortgage. Even if you don't have a mortgage with JN Bank, you can still qualify. Visit jnbank.com for details.
House hunting to home, sweet home. JN Bank makes dreams come true.
JN Bank.
We'll help you find a way.
What's really happening in your community? Well, get the facts from the people making the decisions. Join the conversation tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center for the Truth Matters series by the Jamaica Labour Party, starting at 5 p.m. and hosted live during Nationwide at 5. This public forum will bring you the latest facts and updates on local government, roadworks, culture and sport, industry and commerce, and justice. Come and hear from Ministers Desmond McKenzie, Olivia Babsy Grange, Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Delano Seavright, and MP Dwayne Smith. So join us at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at 5 p.m. for The Truth Matters by the Jamaica Labour Party. And if you can't make it, tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 5 p.m. and catch the live stream on our YouTube channel, NNN Radio Live. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM's FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by our FIFA World Cup sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good, Digicel, powered by you, connected by us, Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you, Sagicor Group Jamaica, Wise Financial Thinking for Life, National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development, Barita, making money work for you, Anybet, your best bet, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
Please Ben Stadium in a short while, but before we go, let's the players are back out on the field quickly. Owen, you'd go with the same team or you'd make changes?
No, I'd go with the same team. I mean, when you look at how the game has been played, it's 45 minutes of cancellation from each team, so not much in terms of adjustment. But for England, I would say you have to increase the tempo if you want to actually get in possession and on the ball.
Quickly, coach, the players are back out. What would you go with the changes for any of the teams?
No changes. I'd play this team for about 65 minutes and then take it from there, see the ebbs and flows, see the direction the game is heading in, and then make the adjustment that I think would carry us across the line.
All right, so you heard from Owen and Calvert. Let's head back over to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta for the second half of this second semi-final between Argentina and England, which is tied up at goalless at the minute.
Financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Anybet, your best bet. Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
Well, you know, the former men's 100 meters world champion Maurice Green once said he has won races that not necessarily because he's faster than those in the race, but he has a thing he calls a power of the mind. Yeah? And that is what the England team didn't have today. They didn't have the power of the mind. Why? I mean, Argentina's MO at this World Cup has been two things. Either a magic moment or stunning comebacks. They've done it to a number of teams at this World Cup. England knew about it and made it happen to them again today. The 2 goals they conceded were avoidable, especially the second one, the ball coming back off the base of the goal. Messi picking up and sending it back in. England had 2 of the tallest people in the defense. Byrne, they tried to do the same thing like they did in Mexico on the night. It worked well in Mexico, but this is Argentina. Where was the marking on Lautaro? Where was Burns and the rest of the England players? Mark Gay, the shortest player in the England defense, was just behind them. Where was Burns and Nico O'Reilly and John Stones and those kind of guys? The point is, Argentina never know when they're beaten. The teams in the World Cup know about it and let it still happen to them. Congratulations to the champions. I guess they say you have to beat the champions. You have to knock them out. And England came close today to knocking out the champions, but not quite doing the job in the end. Calvert and Owen are still here with me. Gentlemen, it looked for the world Argentina were out with about 5 minutes to go in the game. But it has looked that way in a number of their other games as well. And they pull through. They never know when they are beaten, especially when they're playing against England of all teams.
Yeah, Wayne. I mean, I'll just sum it up and say championship pedigree. These guys are champions. So that's the first thing. I think, you know, when you play sport, you understand the power of, you know, being in position. You've been here before. These guys, as you mentioned, they just don't know how to lose. And when you have the best player, the greatest of all time on your team, you're going to have a difficulty considering that you have enough time. So, I mean, we can always go into the tactics because I thought that Tuchel got the tactics wrong after he scored and it gave life to Argentina. But obviously, Argentina was the better team today in terms of what they did with the possession and how they took their chances. They kept going. First half was a very, very scrappy affair. Second half, an entirely different game.
Yeah. Coach, how did you see it?
Well, I thought England was on the front foot. They were actually playing the more progressive football, and they were rewarded with a goal. And after the goal, they just stopped playing. Everybody just stood in front of the goal. So I was wondering if the occasion had gotten to them. They are not used to being in that position. And then I can't seem to understand the thinking of the coach in padding the team with defenders. He made 3 changes and put on 3 defenders. So it was just attack against defense, attack against defense. And with a player of Messi's quality, Messi's known quality, I don't think you can defend against just playing offense versus defense for 30 minutes. And it played out in the end. They just could not do that, you know, because when both goals scored, they had more persons in the box, but they were not marking. So obviously, their head wasn't in the game anymore. They were playing desperation football. And when you get to that point when you're playing desperation football, you are just ripe for the picking. You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's unbelievable, though, that you can be on your front foot, score a goal, have the momentum, and then you just pull all your better attacking players and pad the team with defense against a team that Lionel Messi is in. You know, it's just, I just trying to figure out what was the coach thinking.
It's incomprehensible, man.
Yeah, you know, it's just unbelievable that he could make those changes.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I understand you and Coach about Tuchel's tactic today, and we're going to get into it. By the way, we're going up to 4:30 this afternoon, yeah? And so we're going to sort of cut through what happened here today. But we're going to look at the tactics and the changes that Thomas Tuchel made. But before we get there, the players have got to take responsibility, because the two Argentina goals, there were warning signs like a minute before. The one that Enzo Fernandez scored, that long range effort, there was one just about 2 minutes before that where Pickford had to, push over the bar. Go, that's one. And the second one, McAllister's header came off the base of the goal, and Messi retrieved the ball and put it back immediately in. There was nobody around Latora. The players have got to take responsibility for that.
Yeah,
for those two goals.
I would say yes, the players has to take responsibility. But when you set up the team like that, I mean, coach mentioned it. After 65 minutes, there is no way your first substitution is gonna be, and it's not a forced substitution. Your first substitution was to bring in Konza, and then pull your right back, which is essentially Reece James, to play middle. Now, yes, it may work in many other instances, but not against a strong Argentina team. And we can go on and on and on. But as you said, the warning signs were very clear. The minute England scored, Argentina decided that we're going to take the handbrakes off and we're going to go all out. If you notice, that was Nico Gonzalez came on, and he just started driving and got in behind the defense, and it made life very difficult. It looked like they were in shambles, and they were just conceding too much space in front of their goal. So there would be, that odd opening, and it came at different points that they got flustered, and he saw where they were just not settled. Pickford would have normally been the one to, create some kind of semblance of authority and comfort, but that just didn't happen, because if it didn't work down the right, it went down the left. And if it wasn't working down the left, they would have gone through the middle. So he found that the balls as a defender, when you're playing against crosses and direct hits at you, it becomes difficult to defend. So there was no outlet for England. There was, every time they got the ball, even if they retrieved the ball, they didn't have anybody to pass it out to. So they kept playing, as coach mentioned, it's an attack versus defense, and you can't do that for the 30 minutes that was left against the world champions. You're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, coach, could you understand the rationale behind Thomas Tuchel doing a replica of what he did in Azteca on the night they played against Mexico, when he brought in Don and Nico O'Reilly? He had about 7 or 8 minutes to go in the game. Could you understand why he would have done it? Because it worked for him in the heat of Mexico late on Sunday night. He needed height, because Argentina kept flicking the ball from both flanks into the box. He needed height. Could you understand the rationale behind those decisions?
No, because when you match out teams, you look at player stats, right? I think is the third most or second most assist in football history. He was on the pitch. So you can't have the player on the pitch with probably the entire history of football. You might have the second or third most assists. And you're going to think that you can just bring on a tall defender and give him the ball wide. Because if you notice, when Argentina went down, he came from out the middle and he went to the flank. He went to the right flank.
He became service provider.
And he's been squaring in the ball, left foot, right foot, and he's extremely accurate. Right? So I don't think, if the coach was looking at that, that Dan Burns' introduction and Kansa introduction wouldn't make any sense, because if he's getting so much of the ball, because you're not playing, you take off midfielders and you put on defenders, so you're just defending, so you won't have the ball. So that means Argentina is going to have about 70% of the ball. And out of that 70%, maybe 60% of that ball would be passed to Messi. And I don't think him going to be squaring ball and finding pass for 30 minutes, and one or two won't be, end up in the back of the net. So I can't understand the rationale there. How the thought process they work. It just, because you have to put everything on the table, Right? Because it worked in Mexico, but Mexico didn't.
You didn't have a choice in Mexico.
Right.
You were down one man.
Yeah, but even so.
But you still had the lead.
Yeah.
Correct.
But even so, Mexico doesn't have a Messi with such a great assist ratio.
I think the thinking behind it was that the crosses kept coming, and he wanted to make sure that he had the height. I could understand the rationale behind it.
Yeah.
But I think it needed a bit more thought to get it done.
And it's hard for you to get defenders into a game that was so fast. That's
Yes.
also another challenge. So as much as Dan Burns has height, as much as Konza has some spring in his leg, you obviously saw that the balls kept coming in, but they were just not in the right spaces because now you're not marking man to man, you're zonal marking.
Yes.
And that's a problem.
Which was what caught them on the winning goal from Latoro.
So Latoro is one of the shorter centre forwards that you will ever go against. However, he found himself in a critical area of the pitch that he knows once the ball comes across, once you find yourself in that space, then you're gonna find yourself, in on goal. And it was too easy. It was literally about 6-7 yards out. And you don't give a forward like that the chance. He's gonna bury you.
Yeah. How am I not hearing either of you asking where was Harry Kane in the 90 minutes of football?
Well, I said it from the start. He had to be doing too much defensive work very early. So he was out of his natural rhythm. Yes, it worked because essentially it freed up the spaces out wide. You saw where they got a goal, where the ball was played out. Typical tactical football. Pickford back out, back in the middle, and then across came and blindside Anthony Gordon in the back of your net. That was the supposedly strategy that they should be using. However, after that, they just went back. So Harry Kane went now to become a deep line defender, pretty much operating like a number 6 player, as deep as that in his own half. And then you now contract the space for what was defending, which made it easier for Argentina to have the ball. You force them wide, balls coming across. At some point, you're going to crack. At some point, because if you notice, the goal was scored in the 85th minute. Where was the goal scored from? Enzo got the ball on the top of the box, and you don't want to give him that because he can kick them.
And he gave you a warning shot a minute before
Several warning shots before that. But you don't give the player of that ilk that opportunity. That was Jude Bellingham trying to race out to block a shot.
Well, the entire England defense was charging at him when he got the ball.
Essentially. So, and then now he's kicking through the crowd. So there's no way.
The goalkeeper was blindsided as well.
Totally blindsided. So I'm saying the tactics, Tuchel got it dead wrong for the last 30 minutes. Dead wrong.
We're 4:17 at the minute. We're going to go for a break. When we come back, we'll continue the discussion here on how Argentina staged another escaped act on another team at the same World Cup when everybody knew that that's been their MO. Let's go for the break and come back.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM's FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by our FIFA World Cup sponsors. KFC, it's finger licking good. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Anybet, your best bet. Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
Unity we say, nothing couldn't hurt us. This is our game, we love the World Cup. Competition with a purpose.
Jacob, creators join Jacob, Jacob, creators join Jacob. If you write, compose or publish, guess what? Copyright every word, no lose up on cash. Money. Play by the rules, Jacob. I tell you that a simple 1-3 Jamaica. Guess what? Just do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing, do the right thing. Music users try to get your license. Do it. Do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing.
More
Morning after morning, you've made Nationwide 90 FM part of your routine. So let's take this connection one step closer. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club and be part of it officially on Patreon.
Family. Amazing family. Riero, mix it up in a your cup. Ball game, everybody link up. Tune in this summer to the Every Win Needs a Ray promotion. From now until July 31st at your nearest supermarket or bar, buy 750 ml or 200 ml Ray and Nephew White overproof rum for a chance to win a brand new 65-inch TV, smartphones, iPads, tablets, and recliner chairs to watch the big ball game. Every Win Needs a Ray with Ray and Nephew. Must be 18 years old to drink responsibly.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
Stepping confidently into a new year starts with one simple, powerful word. Yes! Say yes to new beginnings. Say yes to a secure future. Say yes to living the life you love with your family. With health and life insurance from Sagicor Life. We're here to give you the protection and peace of mind you deserve in 2026. All you have to do is say yes to what matters most. Call 888 Sagicor to speak with an advisor today.
Win with KFC, big league, join the league. Win a trip to Brazil, all you mean? Yeah. Big deal, meal deal, big match. Just buy KFC and win that. From now until July 20th, 2026, buy a big deal or meal deal for a chance to win a trip for two to Brazil. Courtesy of KFC. That's $500,000 cash from Best Dressed Chicken. 11 weekly winners score free KFC for a year. 65-inch TVs, smartphones, and more. Just WhatsApp your receipt to 876-784-7811 to enter and win big in the KFC Big League. Conditions apply.
Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM's FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by our FIFA World Cup sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good, Digicel, powered by you, connected by us, Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you, Sagicor Group Jamaica, Wise Financial Thinking for Life, National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development, Barita, making money work for you, Anybet, your best bet, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
So in case you're joining us for the first time or you're coming from somewhere else and don't know where you could be coming from because you're on another planet, they hear about the World Cup and they're watching the World Cup. Argentina, the defending champions, they're just now one win away from joining Brazil and Germany as teams to Italy and Brazil as teams to repeat as champions. Brazil 58 and 62, Italy 34 and 38, and Lionel Scaloni, he'll join Pozzi, the outstanding great from Italy, the last coach, to repeat as world champion. And Argentina, again, a never say die attitude that brought them over the line tonight against an England team that came into the game buoyed by the legion of supporters across the Atlantic and elsewhere around the world. They held the lead for a minute up to 84, 85 minutes. But Argentina, we saw them against Cape Verde. We saw them against Egypt. They've done so many escape acts. And tonight, they pull another one. Now, how can you not think they're going to go on to win the World Cup when you consider what they've been through? Yeah, in Spain, they're coming up against a juggernaut, probably the team with the best technicians in it. And we saw the masterclass that they put in front of us and treated to yesterday. It's going to be a wonderful final. But on the basis of what we've seen at the World Cup so far, with Argentina in particular, since they're the ones we're talking about, how can you now not say they're going to repeat as champion, Calvert?
Well, they have shown that they don't know how to lose. And if it doesn't know how to lose, I don't say, oh, you're not going to be champion. Because you have to lose in order not to be champion. But there's always, at the initial stages, people were saying that they are not playing against quality teams. And that is the reason why they can always come back. And look at this English team. This England team was definitely a semi-finalist team because they played to reach there. And they still find a way to come back against them. So this team is playing inspired football. So it will take a brave man to bet against them.
Yeah. Owen, today, two of Argentina's big players turned up. Enzo and Lautaro. We did say Kane pretty much was missing in action. Judas had a brilliant World Cup. In fact, he wasn't too bad today either. But what about the other England, big players, the Declans and so on? Did they actually give this a full effort today?
I think they did. I'd use the first, because it was a game of two halves. I mean, let's not try to negate the fact that the first half was a tactical masterclass, because they made it very difficult in the first half. They were very ugly. They didn't give Argentina any chance on the ball. So what you saw from Anderson and Rice in the first half was brilliant. They disrupted the play. They started quick. They made it very ugly. And that's what they were there to do. However, the challenge in this game is that England didn't have the type of attacking threat that they would have normally put out in previous games. So there was no Saka, there was no Rashford, there was no Madueke. So you found that they were conceding a lot of possession in critical areas of the pitch. They were expected to hold it out, as we would think. They were banking on their defensive prowess. And then there's no service. There was no service into Jude or Hurricane. So you found that they were more defenders rather than attackers today for England. Now, was that supposed to be the full game plan for the 90 minutes? Probably not. But they got the goal. They got it on the counter. They didn't sustain that. And again, after they scored, they went back too deep. They started defending in a low defensive block, and then Argentina controlled possession. What they started to do was to pack the midfield, allow the fullbacks to go wide, and get more space to stretch the pitch. And then now you saw the mix, the variation. So sometimes the ball came across and it made it difficult. Sometimes it went through the middle. So that's how you saw where Enzo now. Because if you look at that, Paredes was taken off the park. Enzo became that now pivotal midfield engine, and he stretched the pitch to allow runners, people who would have gotten in behind the tired defensive legs of whether it be Jed Spence or Reece James. And I think Tuchel just started, panicking too early, and Argentina smelled blood from that. And then when you have Lionel Messi on the park, I keep saying it, the biggest X factor the game has ever seen, it's going to be difficult for you to stop them.
Is he the MVP for this World Cup?
Easily. His output and how he has galvanized the team. Snatching literally victories from the jaws of defeat, making sure that his team plays good football. Because when you look at how Argentina is playing, it's very exciting. It's a kind of fluidity about them. They have this never say die attitude, and regardless of the names that they come up against, they are fearless. So I think definitely I would say right now he's the MVP of the tournament.
Coach, you agree that Messi is the most valuable player at the tournament?
Yes, because I think he has the most goal, and I think with these 2 assists, he has the most assists now. So hands down.
I was thinking these 2 assists seal it for him.
Yes, right. Statistically, he is definitely the MVP. But what it shows is that team, because even though he doesn't do much off the ball, but the team around him, I think Argentina is the most closely knit team. They play for each other, and then everybody play for
sort of
Messi. So it is definitely a pattern where more team can really look on and say, oh, you can bring out the best in your team.
And for impact, if you look around the World Cup and look at the impact of players, he has had the biggest impact on his team's victories, and at the pivotal moments, he has had to drag them either with an assist or a goal. He has been the central figure in what they do. And so outside of his production as in the goal scoring and assists, his impact on the tournament and team has been more pronounced than anybody else.
Yeah, the intangibles are, insane. Again, this is Leo Messi, and you clearly see from, Martinez all the way in goal up to Martinez at the top of the park. Everybody plays for Lionel. The entire country is galvanized. The team is structured that way, and they believe. I think that's important, and they believe because they have Messi. They believe because of that. So his impact, his productivity, and the fact that they just never seem to know when they're beaten. So they're always delivering the goods, and they're now back in the World Cup final.
Oh, so the referee today, Ismail Efat, he has refereed 5 games with Messi, and Messi has won. The Messi team has won all 5 games.
So that's a good omen.
It's a good omen. If Messi go on to lift the World Cup on Sunday, look for him in 2030. Because I don't think if he had won it, if he had lost it in Qatar, he would have come back here. Yeah? And I think if he wins it on Sunday, I would not put it past a 43-year-old coming back to play at the World Cup.
Well, he's that good.
He's so hungry and he's that good. But let's wait until Sunday. We've come to the end of our coverage here of semi-final number 2. So 102 games are now in the bag. We still have got 2 games to play at the World Cup. We have a game on Saturday in Miami between England and France. That should be an exciting one. The third place team at the World Cup will take home $33 million. The fourth place, the third place takes home $27 million. The second place takes home $33, and the winners take home $50 million. So they say it's the game nobody wants to play in, but then it gives an additional $4 million on what you would have earned by getting to the semifinals. So we've got that one from Miami, and then on Sunday we're going to have an extended pre-game show. It's going to be an hour-long build-up. We remind you there'll be a 30-minute halftime show in New Jersey at MetLife, NFL style, Super Bowl style. They're going to try to turn it into a Super Bowl. And so prepare for that. We're just giving you those information so you could have an idea of what Sunday is going to look like. And then, of course, the big show, Spain against Argentina. Now, what a showdown that promises to be. Stars among stars. Lamine, it's Leo, it's Latora.
Passing off the guard?
You name them. Who knows? And how funny it is. We've seen this picture around the world where Leo Messi has saw a little Lamine Yamal in a bathtub and he was blessing him. And they're now actually playing in the same World Cup and meeting each other on the final night, on Sunday night. So many subplots. Folks, we've got to go. We're up on 4:30, 4:32 now. We're going to go for a break. We're going to go and come back on. We'll tell you about Saturday. But definitely, we're going to be here on Sunday, and the build-up is going to start 1 hour before the game. All right, thanks for joining us. We're happy to have brought it to you, and we look for one last dance on Sunday. Thanks again, Owen. Thanks again, Coach Calvert. And my name is Wayne Walker on behalf of the entire team here who managed to make this a success. We thank you so much. See you again at the weekend.
Nationwide 90 FM has just presented action from the 2026 FIFA World Cup Finals.
Brought to you by our platinum sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good. Gold sponsors, Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Our silver sponsor, Anybet, and our bronze sponsors, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
Jacob, Creators join Jacob,